Boom Chanka, lads and lasses, how's it going, everybody? It's the Flying Pig here on Flying Pig United with another cheeky little transfer news video for you, the latest Manchester United news and all the latest goings on around the club. How are you all doing tonight, folks? Can you see me? Can you hear me? Let me know you can. How are you all doing today, guys? Let me know in the live chat. Thanks for getting in here. We've got a bunch to get into. It's just a bloody gash window already, isn't it, guys? I just want to say that right now. It's a fucking gash window already. It's so bleeding Man United-esque right now. You know, the way that this club's been run by the Glazers and Woodward and co over these last however many years, 16 years or whatever it is. I mean, it's a shit show, to be honest with you guys. And this is no different, this window. We're hoping for a bit of good news. Okay, look, the window's actually not open yet, so let's just calm down a little bit here. But lots of reports coming out tonight in terms of players don't seem to be arriving anytime soon. Transfer links, to everybody but nobody at the same time. I mean, Manchester United's pursuit of players is just very, very frustrating, isn't it, guys? And I'm getting sick and tired of it myself. But yes, guys, let's just give a few shout-outs to everyone who's in here. Rushmano, great to see you. Palmerius, Football Fan Talk, Aaron Homeyard, MUFC Fan, Palmeiras Berber, Illy United, Nut Eric Sangolt, Finley Halpin, Rupert Meadow, Illy United. Great to see all you guys in here. Thanks for stopping by. Do us a favour and hit that thumbs up button on the stream if you haven't done so already. That'd be awesome. And give it a cheeky little share on social media if you can. So Paul Pogba, lads and lasses, Manchester United this is latest report coming out tonight from ESPN. They're reporting that Paul Pogba and Manchester United are basically planning contract negotiations with Paul Pogba as soon as possible, because obviously his contract is running out next summer. He'd be able to leave for free, which I can't even fathom a player like Paul Pogba, who's worth a lot of money, who's a great player. I can't fathom letting a player like that go on a free transfer. So what they even need to do is sign him up to a new contract or sell him indeed in this summer, guys. So there's a lot of speculation hotting up now about Paul Pogba. That is the big headline of the evening. Manchester United planning contract talks with Paul Pogba amid, interest from other football clubs as well. Juventus are understood to have some interest there in regards of potentially bringing Pogba back. They may have to sell Ronaldo in order to do that, though. But they're understood to be interested in a potential Pogba a reunion. And then also PSG, Moneybags PSG. And I haven't watched the game tonight, but I understand Pogba's having a good game for France. I haven't watched the game, but yeah, I mean, look, he's hot property, man. There are clubs out there and teams out there that would be desperate to get Paul Pogba. Even if you look at his career at United, it's not been the most consistent. In fact, he's been bloody infuriating, mate. He pissed me off for the first 2.5, 3 years of his career. He's got his act together recently. But yeah, I mean, there is clubs that would want him because he's a big star, he's a big name, he's a big player, and he seems to do very well for everybody else to a consistent degree, when he's playing for France or when he was playing for Juventus. So Juventus would definitely be interested in him. But I'm just going to ask you guys at the start of the live chat now. So let's just say, there was an offer from Juventus or PSG. Would you renegotiate Paul Pogba's contract and sign him up to a new deal if you're Manchester United right now? You could lose him for a year on a free, or you can sell him now for, let's just say, 50 or 60 million pounds. Or you can try and sign him up to a bumper deal, a new improved deal, somewhere in the region of 350k a week plus. So get in the live chat, guys. Would you keep Paul Pogba and try and sign him up to a new contract? Or would you sell Paul Pogba at this moment in time? I'd love to hear your thoughts and opinions in the live chat of what you think is the best course of action right now. If he does want away, like his agent has said previously, if he does want a new challenge, then bon voyage as far as I'm concerned. It's not like we're really losing a true club legend here, sorry to say, but he's never really lived up to it. He's been a good player at times, but that's it at times, He's been a fantastic player at times, but too inconsistent and just too frustrating for me to go down as a Man United legend, I'm sorry to say. Now, there's a lot of these current players that are in this setup where I guess it's because we haven't had a long period of success. We haven't had any real success for a while. So maybe that's why none of these guys are bloody legends. Because Phil Jones ain't a bloody legend, mate, is he? The only thing he's a legend at is gurning. 100% sign the contract, says Tomo. I would sign a contract, says Safwan. Oi, oi there, Tomo, mate. Ollie is the reason why Pogba is more consistent. I agree with you entirely, Palmeiras. He's also the reason, Luke Shaw was way more consistent as well, in my opinion. He has had a good positive effect on a lot of these players, and I think he has got the best out of Paul Pogba when other managers have struggled. Not to say that he's going to get the best out of Pogba all the time, because he hasn't, but certainly Pogba's best season, I think, in United's shirt really was probably this season just gone. You're tired, are you, United? I hear that, mate. It's annoying, isn't it? Time to sell, says Rushmano. Sell him now or watch him walk, says Nick Pendragon. This is the thing, yeah, he says Mini Raiola's has us by the shirt and short and curlies. This is the problem, mate. Mino Raiola, Paul Pogba, they know all too well they've just got a year to run out the contract, and then they can go and get a big money deal elsewhere. So they do sort of have us bent over the barrel here, because think about it, Paul Pogba, it's only a year. He could go and sign for a new club in a year's time for free. United wouldn't be able to do anything about it. In fact, he could open up negotiations as quickly as January to sign new clubs and potentially pre-arrange a deal to join them in the summer. So he's allowed to talk to clubs, I believe, in January. So if you consider that, it's very, very urgent. It's an urgent matter. We either have to sell him now and cash in and get something for him, or risk losing him next summer. And you know they would do that, because they're going to get more money doing it that way. Yeah, they're going to get more money doing it that way. If a club doesn't have to pay Manchester United a transfer fee, guess what? They can give Pogba bumper wages, because they don't have to pay him, for a transfer fee for him, and they can give him a bigger signing-on bonus. That greedy little grubby little pigeon melt, Mino Raiola, can get a bigger pie as well to put his fingers in, and then before you know it, they've made a lot more money than if they were to actually have a transfer this year and be sold to either Juventus or PSG potentially. Honestly, maybe not. But it depends. I mean, you do often see that players get new contracts or get a new club on a free transfer, and they can negotiate a much stronger contract because of that. Because there is no big transfer fee up front for it, especially if they're a top player like Paul Pogba. There'll be, I'd imagine if Paul Pogba was going for free and all you had to do was give him a few mil to sign on, and his agent a few mil, and when I say a few mil, I mean quite a few million, and then pay him $350K a week. Some of these clubs, like PSG, for instance, may look at that as really good value. So it is a little bit concerning, guys, I think. I mean, we have to get this business wrapped up very, very soon. Shazad Ahmed, hello to you tonight. How you doing? Yes, OSG Amazing thinks that Haaland's going to Chelsea. Maybe, yeah. Looking like the favourites, aren't they? We're bloody not going to sign him, that's for sure, because we're a bag of shite in terms of signing these top quality world-class young players. I don't know why. But anyway, so he's obviously our record signing, isn't he, Paul Pogba? I wouldn't say he's necessarily lived up to the record signing status, but he has been a good player for us. I think this season he's been a very good player. Now, he's not really lived up to it ever since he's joined since 2016, though. Few and far between in terms of quality moments for Paul Pogba in a United shirt, mate. Like, properly, occasionally, Man City game and a couple other games, and we're done. You know what I mean? Like, you can think of it's not that many great games he's influenced in a Manchester United shirt, my friends. Okay, remember, somebody tell me some fixtures. That Paul Pogba has absolutely fucking bossed it. I mean, virtuoso performance, pulling the strings, absolutely domination. Tell me some fixtures. There's definitely a few. I'm struggling to think of them, guys. That one when we were down 2-0 against Man City. Yeah, that springs out in my mind. Man City away, says Mason M. There you go. That's the one I'm thinking of too. You know what I mean? There are some other ones. Oh, in the Champions League this season, he got us a very important goal in. He played well in the Leipzig game, the first one when we smashed them up 5-0 on the left-hand side. Do you remember? Yeah, he had a really good game in that one. Half a game v Man City, says Berber. Pogba versus Bournemouth, says MUFC fan. Yeah, Inner United says Pogba was good for United 2 or 3 games. So, look, he's been more consistent this season, but in terms of actually being like a true quality match winner, grab the game by the scruff of the neck, balls to the wall, merchant. No, he's not. He's not. He is a good player, but he's not a great player. He's not a consistently great player. So he's 28 years of age, guys. In his prime. There's going to be loads of clubs interested in him if he's leaving on a free. United don't want to do that. So we have to sell him. Now, Juventus is the most likely destination because he has previously paid for them. The only problem with them is they don't have any bloody money. So, I mean, they do, but they don't have money like maybe PSG or Chelsea or City or these guys have money. So, in terms of their overall ability to bring him in, it depends on what other transfers they can do. It depends on whether or not they got 700k a week Cristiano Ronaldo still on their books. Because Pogba is no cheap acquisition, even if he was a free transfer. He's on huge amounts of money at United, and he'd be on huge amounts of money wherever he goes. He's a star. He's an absolute star. You're not just buying a football player when you're buying Pogba, you're buying a brand. So it's a huge amount of money that's involved. But we can't let him go for free, guys. I mean, that would sum up our club. But if you let Pogba go for free, it's a joke. You have to cash in now, guys. Okay, what would you say? So potentially, I don't think Pogba would be the type of player to just be, just to down arms and completely give up and kick his toys out the pram and cause problems in the dressing room and just be a complete melter a la Phil Jones or something and just not bother. I don't think he would. I think he'd still want to play and be active, right? If his contract was to run down to the end and he leave on a free. I think he'd still want to try and fight and get in the squad. But I think ultimately he might want a new deal on a free transfer. Maybe he doesn't have that loyalty or that, I don't know what it is necessarily. Not loyalty, but that, I don't know what it is in regards to, seeing Manchester United right on his departure. Maybe he would leave on a slightly sour note by leaving for a free and getting a better money deal elsewhere. It's hard to say. But yeah, in my opinion, right, okay, let me ask you guys. So get it in the live chat. Would you want to get some money for him now and sell him this window? Or would you potentially like to keep him for another year and see him go on a free transfer, but you've still got a quality player in your squad for a year while you've got a transitional sort of period where you're still trying to get a couple more players in? Shouldn't be a bloody transitional period because our shite owners complete load of steaming fucking gash. If they weren't, I mean, it really pisses me off, actually, how little they invested last season. And if they do the same thing again, I'm fucking done with these twats, mate. I know we're already done with these twats anyway, and we want the Glazers out and all that business, yeah, but okay, you've got to get us, try and get us competitive out there on the pitch. We are United. We should be challenging for the league. It's blatant we need a centre-back, mate. Stevie Wonder told me. He could see that. And everyone else can see that. Anybody can see that. We need a centre-back. So we need a CDM as well. That's blatant. Oh, we need to get all these players in. We seem to be just dawdling, man. Now, the window may have not even opened yet. I understand that. But the reason I'm saying we're dawdling is because there's reports coming out, to say like, Manchester United are in direct contact with Jadon Sancho's agent and hope to complete an agreement on personal terms soon. At the moment, no official bid has been made and there's no negotiations with Dortmund. This is from Fabrizio Romano, mate. It's a fucking shambles, guys. You're taking the piss out of us, guys. Where's the fucking... That's the latest update on Jadon Sancho from Fabrizio Romano. It says, no official bid has been made. Why the fuck not? Has no official bloody bid been made yet? It's a disgrace. I don't understand it, guys. Like, what are they doing? Why would I have to wait it out just to save a few grubby million? Just buy the player, get your man, go out there, give the fans something for the summer, you complete ungrateful bastards. And then, you've got Bild reporting and other outlets reporting that Manchester United have made an offer. But look, it's bullshit, isn't it, guys? It's just there's so much conflicting information out there. And with the track record that Manchester United have, I have zero faith in our club to do anything. I mean, look. So here we go. If there's a suitable offer, this is a new deadline that Borussia Dortmund is supposed to have put into effect here, right? For fuck's sake, it's the same old guff that we heard last season, guys. So this is what the latest is. If there's a deal in place for Manchester United to sign Sancho and Borussia Dortmund have met an agreement before the end of July, then they can sign him. This is reported by Bild. So they've given a deadline of the end of July. A transfer would be very likely to go through if Manchester United made an offer of 93 million euros plus 23 million euros in future add-ons. Yeah, I bet the transfer would be bloody likely to go through if it was that much. Are you taking the piss, Bild? What is this rag? Anyway, seriously, like, I know, it's reasonably reputable German source there, but I'm just saying, like, that is preposterous, man. So, there's no way United are going to go to that much. I mean, hang on, that's nearly what we were talking about last season with 120 million vibes. We can't pay that amount of money. It's a bloody global pandemic on. Oh, it's ridiculous. Hey, Rosh Barno with a £10 super chat. Sorry I missed that, mate, while I was ranting. Guys, there's 72 of you legends in here. Do us a favour. Hit that thumbs up button if you haven't done so. Let's see if we can get 100 likes on this bad boy. Hit the like. Give it a share on social media if you want. And also get involved in the live chat, guys. I want to hear from you. But yeah, it's a shit show, my friends, honestly. Just classic Manchester United. Oh, I've got gas. Okay, so Rushmano, thank you for the £10 super chat. Really appreciate that, man. Let me just see what he says. He says the Glazers will make revenue with United being linked with top players. In their interest to leak info, they have even created a gossip page to generate clicks on their site. Absolute leeches. Brand United. I mean, that is quite preposterous, isn't it? To create a gossip page on your own site. So your own, it's okay for journalists or, fans or whoever to talk about these transfer murmurs and stuff, but for your own club to be promoting basically, like a lot of stuff is just speculation stories. You're right. It is just it just goes to show you what sort of a setup we have at the club. I agree with you, Rushmano. Thank you very much for the £10 super chat. It's a disgrace. Yeah, Mason says builder unreliable, I think. Anyway, well, judging by that report, I mean, I find that preposterous that the price tag that Dortmund are interested in is 93 million euros plus 23 million euros. That's too much money, guys. That's too much money. And, but it's understood that he can leave Borussia Dortmund. These are the latest reports. BVB star gone this summer. New offer in. Manchester United wants to pay for that for Sancho. So this is Bild reporting that Man United are basically comfortable to pay that sort of money. But I find that ridiculous. Otherwise, we'd have probably done it last year. I don't see how things have got any better financially for us right now. Obviously, the TV deal, you get your new money every season. I suppose there's that. Maybe there is something going on behind the scenes we don't know about. But it just seems like more. I'm just fucking done with talking about Jadon Sancho to Manchester United. I just want to say Jadon Sancho signed for Manchester United, or we've put a bid in for Manchester United and he's flying over for his medical. And then, that's what we should be talking about now as the window's about to open. We shouldn't be talking about Manchester United waiting out all bloody transfer window long to try and get him for a bit cheaper, which is the reality of the situation. For fuck's sake. Okay, so, yeah. So this is it. Dortmund bosses have not yet received an official offer. Concrete discussions have not yet taken place. A transfer of the national player before the Euro Championships start is ridiculously unlikely, guys. So, I was just had a little hope that maybe he was going to be signing before, but it just seems like our incompetent board and recruitment team and everybody involved just don't want to spend the money and don't want to get him in. They'd rather just wait it out to the end of the window. It's just fucking depressing, isn't it? Anyway, so yes, hi there, Becky Hope. She says, hi, Pig, quick hi, off to bed, night, we'll speak to you soon. Thank you for getting in here, Becky, I appreciate it. Remember to smash that thumbs up on the vid before you go. Sancho, Grealish, 90, Reece, Fred, Matic, 50. Yeah, there you go. So that's a good point you've made there, Football Fan Talk. So he says, Sancho, 80 million, Grealish, 90 million, Rice, 70 million. And guess what? You're recovering quite a lot of money if you were to sell Paul Pogba and say David De Gea, or you've mentioned Fred and Matic there, fair enough. A couple of players that maybe we could get some transfer money for. I do think there are some players that we could sell this summer, but realistically, most of the money would be coming from a player like Pogba. Maybe Tony Martial may not be high up in Solskjaer's plans for next season. Maybe he is, but he's somebody that could generate a decent amount of money as well. So I believe what the Glazers should have done this summer is effectively say to Solskjaer, here you go, bud. Here's £150 million to spend, regardless. And then you're also able to generate whatever transfer kitty you want from selling other players in the squad. That would actually be very, very nice. But don't think that's going on, peeps. Trav, how are you doing there? Thank you very much for the super sticker, mate, with the big thumbs up and the like button. Thank you, Travis, you absolute don. Appreciate you, dude. Appreciate you. Nick Canana's my favourite World Cup I ever saw was probably 2010 World Cup for that Shakira video, mate. No, I'm just joking. I don't know. It's too off topic. Right, okay. So Manchester United will I guess last year, because we actually got to the semis, but it was still shit though. Okay. So Manchester United are in talks, or want to seek talks with Paul Pogba right now. It's all over ESPN. Over fears that he would leave Manchester United in this summer on a free. So get your thoughts and opinions in about that if you're just joining us. But yeah, it doesn't look good. I mean, sources close to Pogba's camp have told ESPN that those clubs and Paris Saint-Germain would all be interested in him. So Real Madrid, Barcelona, Juventus, and PSG. Now, in my opinion, the most likely places for him to go would probably be PSG because it's in France and they can afford him. Their money bags themselves. You know, it seems like a good destination for him. It'd be a great signing for him. He'd probably love playing in Paris for PSG because, you know, it's the capital of his home country. So it makes a heck of a lot of sense to want to go back and play there. And he's guaranteed to win things. He's guaranteed to get through to the last stages of the Champions League. They do have a great team of Galacticos, and he would fit in nicely there on huge amounts of money. To be fair, he really, really would. And then the other option is Juventus, which, of course, Juventus are not likely to pay the sort of transfer amount that PSG would, but that's only because of Ronaldo being there. Like, let's face it, they broke the bank to get Ronaldo in there, so who's to say they wouldn't break the bank to get Pogba in? And it's not even breaking the bank because, as we've discussed, he's not got not too long left on his contract, which means that his transfer fee is just a heck of a lot less than it would be if he had 3 or 4 years in it, of course. So they don't have to break the bank to buy Paul Pogba. You're talking about somewhere in the region of £50 million. Maybe less, maybe more. Could be 60, 70. What do you guys think? He's got a year left on his contract. I say about 50 million. Not Eric Sangor says it can be risky to sign Sancho before the Euros. What if he breaks his leg and is out for at least half a season? Yeah, I've talked about that as well. I think that is a fair point. But still, I mean, what a silly reason not to go and buy a big one player before the start of the window. The reason I think it's important this year is just to give Solskjaer a bit of a lift, because it's not nice for Solskjaer to be in that situation like he was last year, where we started this season and we don't have the players in that we need and we're signing them last day of the window. So I think he needs just a show of reassurance by Woodward and Co. and the owners that we're prepared to back him early doors. So, okay, fair enough. If it's not Sancho, I understand that. This deal doesn't look like it's getting wrapped up anytime soon. But another player, and I'm not talking about Tom Heaton, a backup goalkeeper. I'm talking about getting another player in just for a statement of intent. Just to show the fan base that we're having a summer like this, and just to show Ole Gunnar Solskjaer that we're prepared to back him and not fanny around and dawdle around like they did all last summer. But, I mean, I hear you. I agree with the point, and in a lot of ways it makes sense, because if you imagine if we sign Jadon Sancho, he does his anterior cruciate ligament in the summer tournament, it'd be a nightmare. What about this though? How about he goes out there, blitzes it, gets player of the tournament. Next thing you know, Barca, Real Madrid, everybody's knocking on the door for him. So it goes both ways. I mean, that can happen. You can see a player just have a breakout tournament. And if he was to light it up for England, then I'm sure other clubs would probably be alerted to that and would maybe be interested in bringing him in. I'm sure they know all about him already, but I'm just saying, if he propelled himself to that next level by having a wicked tournament, then I could see that happen. I could see other teams becoming interested in him if he was to have a great tournament, because he is so young. Maybe people are waiting to see how he can do it on a big stage, because no disrespect to Dortmund, it's a great team and a great league, but it's not upper echelon. So yes, ESPN, Man United have not given up hope that Pogba will extend his stay. There are, however, fears he could delay any decision beyond the summer in an effort to bring other bidders to the negotiating table. So this is the problem, delay contracts for a long time, try and bring other bidders in. Look, maybe Pogba wants to stay at United, but he knows that this tactic with his agent, remember who his agent is, guys. His agent's bloody shitbag Raiola. Remember who his agent is, guys. So they're going to try and squeeze as much money out of whoever he signs for, whether it is Manchester United again. They're basically going to play other teams up against us. I wouldn't be surprised if this went to January. So very, very frustrating at the moment with in regards to transfers. It just looks like we are fanning around as always. We need to act upon bringing players in, and we need to act upon things like this. Paul Pogba needs to be sold if he's not going to be staying for long. And if he's going to be leaving on a free transfer, you need to cash in and make sure you don't lose out. It's cash, guys. What the hell is going on at this football club, man? Anyway, Dortmund are in the driving seat here, says Kay Slater. Absolutely. Mason M says, surely we're going to sign Sancho this time. Why would we open talks with Dortmund if we don't have the money for him, or don't think we're going to sign him? I'd love to say that you're right, but the problem is, look at last season. Why would we do all that? Why would we start the talks with him at the start of the season? Why would we agree the personal terms with him? And why would we then, at the last minute, do a big U-turn and go and sign Edison Cavani? It's just to save money. It's just because they don't want to spend that big bucks on the player. And I get it, if they're valuing it 120 million. That's not good value right now in this current climate. So That is too much, but it seems that Dortmund's valuation of the player hasn't changed too much. He is running down the contract at Dortmund also. He's got a couple of years left, but it's still, time is ticking. So he's going to be diminishing in value always. Also, that's something they need to consider. But yeah, I know, Marco, we're all talking no substance. Manchester United for you. Robert Xerxes, how you doing? He says, Pig, at this point, I wish Abramovich gets pissed off and signs Sancho, and I'm a United fan. Dude, wouldn't that just teach him a lesson, though, wouldn't it, man? Yeah, Sancho just signs for Chelsea, or you just hear it announced on the 9th, mate. You know, come on. I mean, that's the sort of thing that they do, though. I'm not saying about, you know, pinching players off United, but I just mean they're acting early. You know Chelsea are going to be signing some players early doors here. And you don't even have to sign players who are at the European Championships. You know, there's other continents in the world with great players in, by the way. So there's no excuse for not signing anybody. There's other great players available. There's players who are great right now, but they're still not at the Euros for whatever reason. They weren't selected by their country, or they had a little injury, or, you know, they just kept them out, or there's other players from different continents that you can sign. So there's no real good excuse to not get some early business done. We don't really know what United's transfer window is going to look like right now. Like, there's a chance that the transfer window opens up tomorrow and we get a big announcement. Manchester United have signed 2 players. We've signed Trippier and we've signed Tom Heaton. Now, it's unlikely because, you know, that nothing's going on with Trippier. He's out on international duty, so that's obviously not going to happen. But we don't know what else is going on. I'm talking about other players. You don't know what else has been going on behind the scenes. There's lots of reports, but if they've actually been able to keep anything quiet at the club, then they could surprise us. Do you remember Donny van der Beek? That basically came out of left field. You know, that was all done in a couple of days. So we got wind that we were going to sign, that we were interested in signing him, and then we signed him like 2 days later or something. It was, well, not that much later actually. I think he was on a international duty with Holland at the time, but it was pretty quickly done. That's the sort of stuff we should be doing rather than these long drawn out gash sagas of mundane melts. Yeah, Illy United, get some sicky face emojis in there, mate, and some green and gold and some hashtag Glazers out, mate, because these guys are a complete parasitic cancer at the club. Still, mate, never forget that, even if they do go and sign us big players. Ewan Norton, he says United should sign Ward-Prowse to replace Pogba. Yeah, great player, great option. Cheap option, not the Euros. Good set pieces. I like your style there, Ewan Norton. We could do a lot worse, to be fair. We could do a lot worse. He's a good player. Nathan Best, what's going on? He says United basically negotiate for PR's sake. Certain most of the players they get linked with are being fed from the club rather than them actually scouting them. What a great comment, and I 100% agree. Yeah, drip feed it from the club. It's all part of that big marketing machine to make it look like we're actually trying to sign players, to try and get those, like you say, the PR, the public relations with the fans, try and make it look like they're actually doing something. This Varane link. I mean, also, this club is a little bit of a shadow of what it used to be. You do see other clubs and other agents and players taking advantage of us, guys. I mean, I want to believe that Manchester United are seriously interested in Raphael Varane right now. I'm sure Manchester United want us to believe that too, because as Nathan's just said, it's all part of the PR. But I also do think maybe there's an element that Varane and his agent are just simply using us to get a better contract at Real Madrid. I mean, that does cross my mind, guys. As I talked about in my article earlier, it's blatant, isn't it? Like, Manchester United, are we going to be prepared to go and spend the money and buy a big name player like that? I don't know. I'm not convinced with our owners, guys. Berber, thank you very much. How are you doing tonight, you legend? He says, smash a like and subscribe. Thank you, Berber. Yeah, if it's your first time on the channel, then do us a favor and hit that subscribe button. That'd be much appreciated. In fact, I missed somebody here. SMKO Osmani. Thank you very, very much for subscribing to the channel, man. I appreciate you. Okay, so a little couple of other little bits of information to get into then, guys, but we will jump in and out of your the live chat. So the main clubs that are interested in signing Paul Pogba are Real Madrid, Barcelona, Juventus, and PSG. With I personally think PSG and Juventus being the most likely destinations. So Fabrizio Romano has said that Jadon Sancho no personal terms have agreed, but hopefully soon, and that there is no contact between the clubs officially yet. So it's an absolute joke. Dortmund have come out and said that was supposedly reported by Bild that they've got a deadline of the end of July, and if the deal's not done then he will be staying or sold to somebody else or some malarkey. So that is something. Right, okay, we've got some other transfer news, guys. So earlier on, it was reported that Manchester United had tabled an offer of 45 million euros for Christian Romero Atalanta centre-back. But the reports seem to be false. Obviously, we didn't really cover it on the channel because we like to check these things properly. But there were some rumblings that United were interested in Christian Romero and had put a bid in. That was what was being reported far and wide. But it's just classic PR bullshit, as we just discussed, from the club. Probably putting it out there to make it look like we're actually doing something when we're not. But it's false. Anyway, so Fabrizio Romano's come out tonight and he has, or this afternoon, said Christian Romero's camp deny any proposal from Man United. Atalanta denying it too. They've never received a €45 million bid. There's nothing serious or advanced going on between Man United and Romero as of today. Good player, appreciated, but nothing going on now. So we talked about this guy earlier in stats in terms of how his overall stats, they stack up fantastically. Interceptions, tackles, clearances, all that sort of thing. As a defender, his stats are very impressive. He's a good player that I'd be interested in bringing in, but this just goes to show you, I mean, obviously you can't believe any of this clickbait rubbish that's out there, guys, really, because, you know, anything that says, oh, there's definitely a bid from, you know, for Christian Romero, I mean, obviously it's just been completely discredited now. So, yeah, it's bullshit, guys. United PRFC says Star-Lord, exactly, mate. They spin this web of PR bullshit, don't they? And we just lap it up, guys. Well, I don't lap it up, personally. I always try and keep a, you know, an even head and understand that a lot of this stuff is just bullshit. We like to talk about it. We like to get excited about it. We like to think that our board will sign Jadon Sancho and Rafael Varane because, you know what, they should. But that doesn't mean that they will if history's got anything to go by, you know. Okay, so Christian Romero, so Atalanta and Christian Romero's camp are denying any proposal from United. They never received the rumoured €45 million bid. So that is that. Now, we've got a little bit of other transfer news here. This is quite interesting. So this is a news story tonight, which is that Manchester United are interested in Dusan Vlahovic. Smash a 69 in the live chat if you know who Dusan Vlahovic is. Or Vlahovic. Dusan Vlahovic. Smash a 69 in the live chat. Smash a 1 in the live chat if you don't. Anyway, I'll tell you who he is. So according to Corriere dello Sport, United are one of the several European giants interested in Fiorentina centre-forward Dusan Vlahovic. Indeed, they reportedly have him in their sights. So he's valued about £36 million, attracted the attention of some of Europe's top clubs such as United, City, Real Madrid and Juventus. Reports suggest that, you know, he's a Serbian. He's under contract until 2023, and maybe he's a striker option. You know, like we're talking about getting a backup option. Maybe Tony Marcial's being sold. Danny Ings is a player that's been mentioned. Here's another one, another backup option. Well, you know, to be fair, I don't really watch any Serie A, but there's probably quite a lot of people in the live chat who know who he is. Mason M says he knows who he is. Kay Slater says no idea. Aaron Homeyard says he knows who he is. Well, actually, let me just tell you who he is, guys, because I didn't know really who he was either. You know, I'm not going to pretend like I'm some bitty bollocks who's going around watching all European football every single game, because that's obviously not possible, because there's not enough hours in the bloody day. But this is who he is. He's been in lethal form for Fiorentina this last season, just gone in the 2021 campaign. And he ended the season as the fourth highest scorer in Serie A with 21 goals and 3 assists. Bloody good. Sounds bloody good. He's been awarded more Man of the Match awards than any other Fiorentina player with 5 this season. And WhoScored.com have rated the Serbian as the best performer in their squad with an overall 6.9 for the season. So, you know, he does seem like a good player, guys. I'm not going to say that he's not a good player. I mean, he scored 21 Serie A goals this season. That's pretty damn good. He's only 21 years of age, guys. This is what I like about this sort of a link, because it is realistic, but it's actually, this could be like a hidden gem. Now, I don't know enough about the player, to be fair, so I'm not going to comment until I've seen a little bit more about him. But his record, that is an impressive record. But you know, he's a young player. He's not somebody that's going to set the world like in terms of a big name signing. But that's not really the area of the team we need to focus on. If he's just a cheap addition to the squad, then I think that's great. We need a centre-back and we need a right winger and we need a central defensive midfielder. If we can add this guy to the ranks as well, fantastic. Fantastic. You know, as a backup and for the future. But seems like a good option, guys. I just wanted to bring it up because there is a story tonight in regards to it. If you just search Dusan Vlahovic, there's a bit of information about it. So quite interesting. Locatelli is the player we should get, says Mason M. Ollie has said he wants a young striker. Absolutely, yeah. He said he wants a striking option. We don't have enough options up there. Right now, you think about it, we've got Cavani, who's not going to play every single game all season long. He's aging, and he's kind of injury prone. He needs to be managed properly in terms of conditioning and fitness-wise. He's going to miss games. Tony Martial, I think he proved last season he's not good enough at number 9. So don't persevere with him at number 9. That would just be a gash move by Ollie if he does that. Don't do that. We have to sign another striking option, really. So, yeah, if Martial's going to stay, he's going to have to play in the wide positions. Maybe he can deputise at striker. Cavani's not going to be fit all the time, so we need to sign another player. It's pretty clear to me, but it's not a huge necessity. It's not like the centre-back glaring problem. But it is an area that we could look to add a bit of depth in, no doubt about it. But we still have a decent bit of cover there. Diallo can deputise for Sancho if we sign Sancho. Greenwood can deputise for Cavani. And then you've got Martial and Rashi over on the left-hand side. Then you've got Dan James, who could just play either wing. So, yeah, that would suddenly give us a good, decent little bit of depth up there with Greenwood deputising for Cavani and then potentially another striker such as this young Vlahovic lad coming through the ranks and getting better and improving and developing. That sounds quite good to me. I'd rather that than Danny Ings, to be fair. Danny Ings is actually proven goal scorer, though, in the Prem and all that kind of thing. But he's also, he's also aging. He's also a different type of sign. I think this sort of signing fits in with what we're trying to do. Martial's definitely a wing forward as Star-Lord. Absolutely, yeah, 100% agree. What do you think Martial's best position is, peeps, in the live chat? Is he a winger or is he a striker? Let me know your thoughts and opinions. Rushmano says we've got 71 likes. Nice one, everyone. Thank you for hitting that thumbs up button. Okay, then, guys. So, yes, I mean, that's pretty much the latest there. I'll just see if there's any new reports. So, this is from Rashford. Thank you for the update here, Matty Rushmano. He says, Rashford on the toughest defenders he's come up against. This is just a quote from Rashford here. Quite interesting to hear his insight. He says, there are some top individual defenders, Van Dijk, Ramos. I thought when we played against Real Madrid in a friendly that Varane played and he was quite tough. So there are a few people. Interesting that he mentions Varane. Absolutely, yes. It is quite interesting that he mentions Raphael Varane. Agent Rashford at it again. Honestly, this guy's going to be influential in bringing players to the club, potentially. He's out there. He's in Kieran Trippier's ear. He's in Jadon Sancho's ear. And he's bringing him to the club. And now he's in Raphael Varane's ear and he's not even with him. So, yeah, pretty cool. Another thing that's interesting, which we haven't really talked about as well, Sergio Ramos, his future is not long at Los Merengues or Los Blancos or Los whatever. They've got so many different bloody nicknames, don't they? Los, shut up. Do you know what I mean? They've got so many different nicknames. Anyway, he's not going to be there long. So he actually would be a player I would sign for a season anyway. So, look, if Varane didn't sign, I wouldn't be that bothered as long as we signed another good player, such as a Sergio Ramos. But, of course, Varane's way better because he's younger and he's coming to his prime. He's in his prime and he's going to stay there for 5 years. Whereas Sergio Ramos, his best days have gone. He's still a specimen and he's still a great defender. And I would take him for a season or two, but he's not really the answer long-term for Manchester United. Although I must say he's a great leader. And he's going to get sent off every other bloody game as well. That's the problem with him. Hey there, OP Dragon. He says Martial's best position would be sold for me, pig. I like it a lot. Winger says Star-Lord. Aaron Homer says winger. Striker says Illa United. Yep. Red Devil 20. Hello. He says Martial's best position is wherever he wants for another team. I feel like we might be doing Tony Martial a little bit dirty here. Although, if we could cash in and get 50, 60 million for him right now, I would sell him. I honestly would. So maybe we're not doing him dirty because if he was that good, then we'd want him. I mean, he's basically turning out to be like the French Danny Welbeck for us, which is fine, but it's disappointing, guys. I had a lot of hope for Danny Welbeck. And actually, he's way more skillful than Danny Welbeck, but in terms of just like, in terms of input, it's very similar. It's very similar. The stats aren't fantastic. Okay, tail end of last season, he was in good form, but he's got to do better. And on his cert, he says, let's go, baby. Yes, except Silva has a fast partner, says K-Stater 23. Absolutely. His missus is a proper weapon, says Ryan. Nathan Best says Ramos can literally be like a Thiago Silva at Chelsea, brings stability and leadership. Great comment. Things are changing, I think. Sports science, development of players, but also just like, I don't know, think the players seem to be playing longer. And at centre-back, it's probably one of the positions you can get away with most, because look at Slabby Maguire. He ain't got any bloody pace to begin with. So it's not exactly like, as long as you've got great judgment of the game and you're physically strong and in the tackle and in the air and all that kind of thing, then you can still be a great defender, even if you've lost the legs a little bit. Sergio Ramos is pretty quick, though. And, you know, he's, in my opinion, still a great player. So you're right. Thiago Silva at Chelsea. Look at that fairy tale story. He came in, he's won his first Champions League, playing for Chelsea, who he took a punt on at 35 years of age on a free transfer. You're so right. The similarities are there. Ramos could be that sort of leader for us. He could come in on a free and we could have a good season with him. It's a short-term solution. And I wouldn't really rule it out, guys, because this is United we're talking about. Look what they did last year. So what do? Do we want to go and spunk the money on a player like Sancho? Or do we save a lot of money and sign a good big player who's still going to move shirts and still going to score goals in Edinson Cavani? Well, we know what the answer to that was. They took the cheap route. Well, who's to say they wouldn't take the cheap route again, and rather than pay the same sort of wages to Varane and give up a big 60 million to begin with, they get a deal done for Ramos and just sign him for now. So there you go. Jarvis Cocker says Ramos is washed up. How you doing there, Jarvis, you legend? I disagree with you, mate. He's not washed up, dude. He's still a great player, in my opinion. Okay, he's never going to be as good as he was when, I guess, a few years ago. But at one point in time, I would be comfortable in saying Sergio Ramos was one of the best centre-back in the world. Absolutely. He played right back younger days as well. Great player, takes penalties, you know, great leader for both club and country. So nothing but good things to say about him. He's a bit of a nasty piece of work. I kind of like that. I like that, guys. We're losing that a little bit these days. You know, we've got too many nice guys. We need a bit of a bastard in there. That's Sergio Ramos for you. He's a bit of a bastard. Perfect signing for us at the back there. You know, he needs somebody to slap up Slabby Maguire a little bit. Get Slabby round the neck at half time and say, what the fuck are you doing, Slabby, mate? Letting him through there, bro. You know, this is the kind of guy that we need. But he's aging, guys. He's aging. He's not going to be here forever. But remember when we signed Laurent Blanc? Who remembers Smasher 69 in the live chat if you're old enough to remember when United had Laurent Blanc at the club? Because I remember, you know, people thinking he was too old when we had Laurent Blanc in the club. We signed him for a season. And guess what? Laurent Blanc was fucking boss. He was absolutely boss for us. Marie says people judge Cavani for his age. Didn't want him. And look what he's done for us this season. So true. So true. You can't. Age is just a number, especially when it comes to some of these physical specimens we're talking about here. Nick Achilleos says Leonardo Bonucci is a good defender. Still going strong at 34, mate. Great shout. Yes, absolutely. Anonis 30. Yes, Ramos is still top 5-6 in the world, in my opinion. There you go. I mean, I don't think he's far off that either. And the only reason I wouldn't, you know, actually, I think you're probably right. I mean, guys, can you name 5 better centre-backs right now? Okay, you might say Van Dijk. You might say maybe Varane right now, but probably not. You know, you're right. There's not that many better defenders than him right now. He's still very, very good. People don't just, as soon as they get to 35 or 36, they don't just dwindle and turn into like some old man overnight and need a cane. No, it's a slow diminishment of their talents and of their physical abilities, and perhaps they get more prone to injuries, these sorts of things. You know, they start to have knee problems. You just get older and more decrepit. But ultimately, you diminish slowly. You don't just rapidly stop. I mean, I guess sometimes you look at some players' careers. Sometimes maybe they do. I mean, Michael Owen, by the time he was 28, he was fucking done, wasn't he? He was useless, mate. Wayne Rooney probably had quite a rapid decline at the end. When you think about how good he was to, you know, he was still a great player for us at the end. But, you know, yeah, you could say he declined quite rapidly, but not as much as Owen. But yeah. Anyway, Sayuncu says United. Yeah, great option. Delight says Liam Ellis. Great option. Koulibaly, great option. Okay, fair enough. You think these guys are better? Okay. Sayuncu, I mean, okay. Oh, I don't know about that. Don't know about that. Yes, United, he says, I mean, yeah, okay, but he is a good player, and I would kind of be interested in in him, but it's just, I wouldn't say he's better than, how is Sancho? I wouldn't say Sancho's better than Sergio Ramos. I mean, the records between the two players, oh my goodness me, it's not even comparable, mate. I mean, it's kind of a massive insult to Sergio Ramos, even at 36, to say that Sancho's better than him. I rate Sancho, but fuck me. Have you seen the CVs of the two guys here? I mean, it's incomparable. Bob, 903047 says, my question is, what will Slabby be like at 36? He's already slow, so maybe he'll still be the same. He'll probably be the same, man. John Terry played on quite long, didn't he? These slow players, they've got that in the locker. You know, people like Paul Scholes, you can play on to quite a ripe old age because your game's never been about being an absolute flying winger. I remember having Luke Chadwick on the show. And Luke Chadwick said to me that one of the reasons why, you know, he struggled a bit later in his career is because his legs went a bit. And when your whole game is being a flying winger and being all about that pace, then, sorry, but if you lose that split second or that tiny little bit of pace, then if your rest of the game's not up to the standard, then I'm sorry to say you're gonna struggle. So that's such a fair point. I mean, unless you can adapt, unless you have that ability to adapt, like for instance Ryan Giggs. Ryan Giggs is a great example because he's somebody that was a flying winger who had pace for days, and as he got older, and he played until he was 40, as he got older, he was, you know, changed his whole style. He became more of a central midfielder, more of a passer, which, you know, when he was younger, you wouldn't have thought he would be that type of player at all. So some players, if they got the talent, they can adapt, but others, if they lose that little bit of pace, then it can melt them. Mace Windex says, why you hate Slabby? I don't hate Slabby Mace Windex. I just don't think he's good enough for Manchester United. This is my problem with Slabby, right? I don't hate Slabby. He seems like a pretty nice guy, you know. If I met him in real life, I'd have a pint with him, mate. And I'd shake his hand and I'd say, sort your bloody life out, Slabby. You're not good enough for Manchester United. He's good, but Manchester United, I keep going over this point. What my problem with him and Lindelof and these guys is that they're not Rio and Vidic. And nobody's ever going to be Rio and Vidic, I get that, but we should have, okay, a Varane and Ramos then. That's the equivalent. World-class talents. Maguire's not a world-class talent. He's good on the ball, he's great in the air, he's, you know, strong, he's like basically Ryan Shawcross in disguise, mate. He's decent. I don't really rate him as being a world-class talent, nor do I ever think he will be. And in terms of being a leader, I think he's okay. Sometimes he's okay, sometimes I'm a bit disappointed with his rallying of the troops. You know, towards the end of the season as it went on, I was more happy with it. But personally, I don't think he's the strongest captain we've ever had either. So those are my main problems with him. I think he's not a great leader for us. I think to be a leader and to be a captain in the side, you need yourself to be one of the most consistent, trustworthy performers in the side and to be able to really help and influence the game. It's not his fault Solskjaer's given him the captaincy, but he's not proven himself to be a worthy captain because he's not been one of the strongest performers of the season. I don't think any Man United fan out there would really say he might actually be the best. He is the best centre-back for the season. We'd say that. I don't think any United fan out there would say that Maguire's contribution this season was one of the best in the team or the best in the squad. Just because we were a worse team without him in it doesn't mean that his contribution was massive, to be fair. It just means that we've got a load of shite players there and he's better than those shite players. But actually, contributions overall the season, you know, you're talking about players like De Gea had a very good season overall, ended like shite. Luke Shaw, great season. Bruno Fernandes, wow. Edinson Cavani, holy shit. Mason Greenwood, smashing up the stats late on in the season there. Beautiful stuff. Wan-Bissaka, solid as a down rock throughout the whole season. But the centre-backs, problem area for us, dudes. Big problem area for us. So that's my concern. Now, maybe if we do get a partner for him that's actually quality, maybe you'll see the best out of Maguire. I'm still hoping for that. So I'm not ruling that out. Send him back to Greece, says Marco. Ben Foster is a YouTuber. I know, mate. Yeah, the cycling goalkeeper, Benny Foster. I'd love to get Ben Foster on the channel. He's got a big channel and he's a professional footballer. I very much doubt he's got the time. Or would even respond to me, but you never know. Hey guys, do us a favour and smash that like button. We're only 11 likes away from 100 likes. Let's smash that thumbs up button, you bloody legends. Sphinxu says, Maguire is just an Easter Island head. Only difference is he moves a bit. Ilionitis says, Pig, we can't win title in defence, Maguire Lindelof. Exactly. If you want a world-class team, you need world-class centre-backs. That's the difference between us winning the league and coming second this year, I believe. Wan-Bissaka wasn't solid. He was always out of position, Pig. Well, that's not true at all, mate. Sometimes he had I think early on in the season he struggled for fitness and he looked a bit ropey at the start of the season. Do you know what, though? One of the most consistent performances of 2021, for sure, since it turned the new year. And definitely, when I look back at the season, I think he's had a solid, very good season. So I actually disagree with you there myself. Sully Jenkinwell says, how was your weekend? Yeah, not too bad. Thank you very much, bro. How was yours? Maguire would cost us time and time again, says Red Devil 20. Problem with Maguire is because he lacks that pace, there's always going to be times when he just doesn't quite get back there. We saw that a bunch of times this season. Maybe it's because Lindelof left him exposed or Wan-Bissaka left him exposed or whatever, one or two times. I can remember. But ultimately, if you had a quick player there or somebody with a bit more about them in that area, then it would obviously be pretty... it'd save you a couple of goals, I think. MFC's fan says, Foot Champ stream today. You know what? I'm actually ridiculously tired, guys, so I'm not 100% yet. I don't want to disappoint anyone, but I'm very, very tired because my body clock is finally back in order. So I went to bed at like 5 or 6 a.m. last night, and I got up today at like, I think, 10 or 11, which is bloody awesome, guys, for me. And then I jumped on and did a video, and then I've been up since then. So but because I only had a few hours sleep, I'm actually pretty shafted in the head right now. So we'll see. I don't want to disappoint anyone, but we'll see. Thank you, Rush Mano. He says CR7 update. Let's have a cheeky little look at this CR7 news then. Let's check this out. Okay, so we've got a Duncan Castles update here. Very interesting. Okay, so Duncan Castles come out and said that Manchester United are thinking about pursuing a deal to sign Cristiano Ronaldo. This is a latest article at 9 p.m. tonight. And yeah, I mean, look, this is what Duncan Castles is saying, that the Portugal international's future has been something of a source of speculation in recent weeks, amid suggestions he could be on his way out of Juventus. The 36-year-old has been linked with a move away, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, I mean, we mentioned this earlier, actually. So Cristiano Ronaldo is supposedly being looked at by 4 big clubs, 2 of which he used to play for. Manchester United and Real Madrid. This is what we're hearing. And also PSG, rumoured to be interested in signing Cristiano Ronaldo. Juventus are understood to want to sell him because he's aging, because they can still cash in now. They've got some, finance. Obviously, this year has been a financially strapping one. So, he's on huge money, 700k a week this guy's on. This is what he said, speaking on the Transfer Window podcast. So to quote Duncan Castles, he said, Juventus want to sell Cristiano Ronaldo, or if they can't sell him, get him off their books for the coming season. They need to do that for financial fair play purposes. They won't state that publicly, but it has been the plan for some time. Which is quite interesting. Yes, we've heard murmurs of this. There's a lot of clubs that have to stay within their means. I mean, you're talking about... the pandemic affecting lots of clubs financially. So Atletico Madrid have just won La Liga, but they actually have to sell some of their players this summer because they are in a bit of a financial state. Well, who's to say that Juventus aren't in the same financial state? This is what the reports are. Because of financial fair play, the fact that they spent a huge amount of money on these guys, they have to cash in. So in order to balance the books, they've got to try and get rid of Ronaldo. So we talked about this a little bit earlier, and we talked about the possibility of it happening. And I think the only way you could see United end up with him is if Paul Pogba goes in the opposite direction. That's the only way. And I don't know if that means, a direct exchange or somebody giving some money as well as the player in the opposite direction, or just 2, independent sales. But either way, that could happen, I suppose, because Juventus would be getting a great player in Paul Pogba for them, who would be half as much money as Cristiano Ronaldo, and we'd be getting the daddy back. He'd be finally coming home for a season or 2. We can dream, can't we? This is to go on. This is what he says. He says they're working on trying to find somewhere that is acceptable to Cristiano Ronaldo. His representatives have looked at a number of clubs. They've offered him to Real Madrid, but Florentino Perez has publicly stated that they won't bring him back at this time. He's been offered to Manchester United. Manchester United's response has been that they're interested, but need to wait and see if they can do a deal. Could you just imagine if Ronaldo signed for United? It would be amazing. I mean, I don't think it's going to happen. I give it a 12% chance. I really don't think so. The only way I could possibly see it happening is if we went and sold 3 of our big players, such as Tony Martial, Paul Pogba, maybe David De Gea. Some of the guys are on big money and that can also generate a decent transfer kitty. because Solskjaer's not going to go and blow his whole wad on getting Ronaldo in this squad when we've got such issues at centre-back and CDM. He's not going to do that. He's going to want to strengthen overall. So this is like a luxury signing on top of other signings. And you know United aren't going to have that type of transfer window, I'm sorry to say. I'd like to think we'd have the bottle to spend hundreds of millions this window and really try and have a go at closing the gap and winning the title. But I just don't have faith in our owners. So you know it's not going to happen, guys. But anyway, there's the quotes from Duncan Castles. He said they want a centre forward. So this is Juventus. He said they want a centre forward, a midfielder. Oh, sorry, this is Manchester United. We want a centre forward, a midfielder, a centre half, a right back, and the right side of the attack. But the fundamental driving force is how much Manchester United have to do to appease supporters at a time when they've had unprecedented protests against their ownership of the club. They want to keep their options open. They're not advanced enough for Ronaldo to believe it's the most likely place for him to go. It's definitely not the most likely place for it to go. We can't afford him. There's no way the Glazers would pay that sort of money for him weekly. So, yeah, unless, like I say, you get all those other guys off the books and then we sign other players, it's just don't see it happening. But I would love to see it. I mean, that is one of my dream signings that Manchester United can make right now. And if we're ever going to see it, it's going to have to be now. He's getting older. There's going to come a time where he's not even good enough for Manchester United, possibly. Or not that. I'm sure he'll probably retire before that day. But, you know, there's going to be a time where it's just not possible because he's just too old and it's just never going to happen. So I do think that if the time to get him is ever, you know, if it's ever going to happen, it's now, guys. Okay, let's have a vote in the live chat then. So just out of interest, I just want to know, simple yes or no. Simple yes or no, really. Would you sign Cristiano Ronaldo if you were Manchester United in this transfer window? Would you sign him, yes or no? Let me know. Because he's not really what we need right now. Even though I love him and I want him and he'd be brilliant out there, he's not really what we need right now. Thank you very much for subscribing, by the way. We've got a new subscriber, Ada Wolf. Thank you, Ada Wolf, for subscribing to the channel. Appreciate you. Yeah, if you're new to the channel, peeps, smash that subscribe button. Click that like button as well if you haven't done so. We smashed 100 likes on the stream. Fucking get in there, my son. Let's go. Liam Ellis says centre-back and CDM a bigger problem than Phil Jones getting 100k per week. And now we're going to try and get a 37-year-old striker who won't improve us because our chance creation is bad. Great comment. Yeah, it's not the problem area of the team, is it? Centre-back is the issue. Marco says yes. K Slater says yes. Finksu says no. OP Dragon says yes. No. AR Dan says yes. No. Says Snapfilm Walk. How you doing, Snapfilm Walk? And Honest Say says yes without Sancho. Interesting. So you'd actually take him instead of Sancho. Well, Sancho doesn't represent good value for money at this moment in time when you're talking about Dortmund staying pretty firm on 110 million euros, which is like 90 odd million quid. So, or does it? Because over 10 years, look at Rio. Over 10 years, that could represent good value for money if he lives up to the billing. But what you're getting with Ronaldo, don't you? He's a top quality player. He's going to be that great finisher. His goals in Serie A this season have still been fantastic. I think it's 36 goals and 44 appearances for Juventus in all competitions. That is some fantastic statistics for anybody, let alone his age. And what you would have to say about Ronaldo is there's probably, if ever there's a player that can go on and play to the top level until he is 40, it is somebody like him who's such a physical beast and so super professional. Case Later says, who are we linked to besides Declan Rice for CDM? So the latest I've heard really is just Declan Rice is high up on the list. Bissouma is another target, obviously Brighton player. He's another target for Manchester United because it's not a huge amount of money. He's young, he's a good player. Saul Niguez from Atletico Madrid is another option in that position as well, which is my favourite option because I think he's the best one, and I think he's he's realistic, but I also think he's like coming to the best years of his career, which is quite important. We could do with a bit of experience in there, somebody who's just won something coming in the side. I think that'd be brilliant. So yeah, those are a few off the top of my head that I could think of, but being linked with these players and actually signing them are two completely different, separate things, man. And United's board are a disgrace. We got an update here from Matty Rushmano. Thank you very much, Rushmano. Let's have a cheeky little look at this then. So, sources in Italy are reporting that Chelsea are in the race to sign Hakimi. The English side can include players like Emerson, Palmieri and Christensen in the deal with Inter Milan. PSG made a 60 million euro bid. Inter asking prices around 80 million. For fuck's sake, mate. Di Marcio reporting as well. So Sky Anthony, Di Marcio reporting as well in a development that will see surely impact PSG's efforts to sign the player. So PSG understood to be interested in signing Hakimi, but now Chelsea coming in to sign in right side of player. I mean, that's good for us in terms of signing a player like Sancho. But hey, look, if that's true and the reports are legit that Chelsea are after Hakimi, it just goes to show you, though, doesn't it? It seems like they're already on the move for a player now. And they probably will sign a player before Manchester United because we're just so slow. Basuma strongly linked to Arsenal, says Ewan Norton. Yeah, there's a bunch of players, a bunch of clubs that are interested in signing Basuma, and rightfully so. He had a good season for Brighton. I think he's 22 or 23 most. His stats are very, very impressive, actually, considering he's playing for a lesser team as well. That's what I would say. It's always harder playing for a lesser team, man. But he's done a very good job the last season, and certainly I would be quite keen on adding him as a squad player. But he doesn't really rev my engine, guys. He doesn't make me moist like Sal does. So Sal makes me moist. You know, he makes me frothy. You know, whereas Basuma, just a little bit of a girly dribble. You know what I mean? Sorry. OP Dragon, every time Ronaldo plays, he gives everything for the team at born winner. Yeah, that's it. If you want to talk about signing the best character you can, well, that's Cristiano Ronaldo. If you want to talk about signing one of the best leaders you can, well, that's Cristiano Ronaldo. If you want to talk about signing one of the best sort of all-round players, technicians, goal scorers you can, well, that's Cristiano Ronaldo. So, yeah, it's a no-brainer for me if you could get the luxury signing, as long as those other players were and those other key positions were addressed. Snail Pace FC, says Marco. Rupert Meadows says, Pig, have you heard that Haaland wants to go to Chelsea and Haaland wants Chelsea? I mean, I have. And it's possible Chelsea could spend the money. They could easily spend the money. We'll see what happens in regards to that one. But yeah, Chelsea are one of the favourites to sign in right now, absolutely. Jarvis Cocker says Andre Silva is a Portuguese striker at Eintracht Frankfurt and the Portugal national team. 28 goals in 32 games this season. And he's Bruno's mate. Wow, well, that does sound like some damn impressive stats. I like it. Yeah, Anonymous he says, I'd take Hakimi. He'd be perfect. Yeah, he's got that raw pace down the right-hand side. I know. Decent signing. A lot cheaper than Sancho too, probably. Liam Ellis says Varane and Didi, Sancho, Trippier. Then if Oli doesn't win the league, there's no excuses. A Chelsea would do that for a manager. Hashtag Lee's up. I agree with you, Liam. If you give Oli all the pieces to the puzzle and he still can't put the puzzle together, then okay, fair enough. We might have to look at something else. But you've got to give him the puzzle pieces first, man, don't you? You know, it's like getting somebody to do a 1,000-piece puzzle, yet there's probably a few pieces missing at the end. Okay, it looks pretty cool, but ultimately it's not complete. And it's never going to win any, you know, complete puzzle prizes, is it? So you've got to fill those puzzle pieces in. So once he's got them, you're right. You know, let's see what he can do. If we've got Varane, if we've got Declan Rice, if we sign Sancho, just those three players alone, I say, look, he's got a challenge for the title. It should be going down to the wire. We're looking for progression at the club. First season, he finished third, got Europa League semis. Not good enough, really, for a big club like United. But for him coming in, good job. First season. Second season, progressed us a little bit. Second place, 14 points or whatever it was from City. Better. Still not good enough. Europa League final, bit better. Still not good enough. Should be in the Champions League final. Lost it. Gash, you know, but if he progresses next season again, and I'm not saying necessarily wins it because it's so hard to wrestle it off of the teams like City and Liverpool right now, but I'm saying takes it to the wire. We need to have a full-on title race. That's all you can ever really hope for, guys, right now. United are sort of overpowered in the transfer market by teams like Chelsea and City these days, as sad as it is to say. So premium players, we're talking about the premium players here. Premium players like Haaland and Harry Kane, they're not on United's radar because we can't bloody afford the bastards. Well, we can, but our owners choose not to. Thank you very much for subscribing, by the way, Mr. Luca Milano. Thank you, Luca Milano, for subscribing to the channel. If you're new, guys, do what Luca Milano's done. Ed Woodwork says, we will sign nobody, but we would like to talk about it. Mason says if he doesn't win a trophy next season, he has to go, Pig. Well, look, I kind of would like to see what happens first. I'd like to see how we don't win a trophy, and I'd like to see, you know, how far we get and how close we get to winning a trophy. Because I tell you what, if we get to the Champions League final and lose, and if we lose the bloody league by a couple of points, I don't know if that would warrant him getting sacked, to be fair. You know, it's so close. You can be so close yet so far. Now, yeah, okay, we want winners and we want trophies, But it really does depend on the season. If he's had an implosion, if we're nowhere in a title race, if we've bottled an easy cup and we've gone out to a poor side like, Villarreal in a final or something, then maybe, yes, maybe that would be justified. But let's see how he does it first. We don't know. He could just narrowly miss out, unluckily, in a Champions League final, mate. Could be very close next season, says Travis. Absolutely, guys. Okay, so I'm going to ask you, get your top 4 in there for next season. Based on now, we'll ask this question again, end of the window. But my top 4 this next season... I hate to say it, guys. I've just realised what I'm going to say. But you know what? The reason I'm going to say this is because it's not because of Ollie, and it's not because of the manager. It's because of our board, and I just don't have any faith in us to actually go and improve all the areas that we need to. They might get 1 or 2 sorted, but I just got no faith in them to get it all done. So I'm going to say City again, sadly. I think Man City will win it, and I think Man United will finish 2nd, and I think Liverpool will finish 3rd, and I think Chelsea will finish 4th. That's what I'm going for, peeps. Marco thinks Chelsea win, City, Liverpool and Leicester. Fair enough. Well, look, Tuchel's done great. People think I'm a bit of an idiot sometimes for saying that Chelsea are going to finish 4th. A lot of people have been like, what? He's done a great job. We'll see. We'll see, man. I mean, he's got to make it happen over the course of a 38-game season. So we'll see. OP Dragon says that he needs to attack. This is United, not Fulham FC, man. Yeah, definitely need to improve upon that. I think if you add the other puzzle pieces in the centre-back position and stuff and the CDM, it makes all that kind of a lot easier. Simon Cowie says Ollie needs time and patience, and it will take a maximum of 3 to 5 years to complete the rebuild. Great shout. Yeah, he's had 2 of them so far. Look at Fergie's rebuild. It does take time, Simon. Simon, you're a great lad with a level head, Simon. Let's get some love hearts in there for Simon. And some hashtag Ollie ins, because he's damn right. Rome wasn't built in a day, son. If you want something special, you better be patient, man. Good things come to those who wait. And if we are a bit patient, maybe he could build a dynasty, man, at Manchester United, similar to that of Fergie. I mean, nobody's ever going to realistically do that again. But... still, though, he's building something. He's progressing. We could be onto something here. Right now, I feel like we're digging for that gold. We're digging for that gold. And if we're not careful, if they sack him off too soon, then it might just be effectively just turning around just before we're about to strike gold. Yeah. Ewan Norton thinks Man City, then Chelsea, then Liverpool, and Man United 4th. Sphinxu says, Man United 1st, Chelsea, Man City, and Liverpool. I love your optimism. Inner United says City, United, Chelsea, Leicester. Fair play. Trav says Chelsea, nearly bottled top 4. There you go, exactly. Vincent Bullet says top 4. United, City, Chelsea, Liverpool. Love your optimism. Chelsea, Man City, Liverpool, United. Okay, so a lot of you guys, basically most people think that it's either Chelsea or City that are going to win. Now, that shouldn't be the case, should it? It just goes to show you how gash our recruitment is, because we should be, he's had a couple of years. We should be in the situation where we're looking at the squad going, yeah, we're capable of challenging. Snap from Walks says City, United, Scum and Leicester. Ed Woodward says Ollie was almost sacked, but Lucky Bastard started winning and Poch crossed the channel. Well, I'm very, very happy that we didn't get Pochettino, because I think he's maybe proved just what a bang average manager he is, mate. Not being able to win that Farmers League over there, mate, to be fair. I don't rate Poch. I think he's a good manager, but you've got to prove something. I mean, getting rid of Ollie to get Poch would have just been like replacing one unknown for another in a way, because you want somebody proven to actually win things if you were going to get rid of like a homegrown Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, in my opinion. Pig just got back from hospital, 4 hours in there. Oh, crikey, Kieran Nichols. I hope everything's okay, man. Let's get some love hearts in there for Kieran Nichols, man. I hope you're okay. Ollie, and you back your man and the team. We are not united. We are united, not City scum. Great shout, OP Dragon. Pig Tuchel's beaten Pep 3 times without a goal scorer in hard games. You love Tuchel, don't you, Rupert Meadow? Rupert Meadow goes to bed at night and he lights a candle in front of a poster of Thomas Tuchel. And he sings a praise for Thomas Tuchel. Rupert Meadow, he's bang bloody average, mate. He got sacked from PSG, son. And he was doing a bang average job. And he came in and, look, Roberto Di Matteo won the Champions League last time with Chelsea. It's a very similar situation. Came in, interim manager effectively. Okay, this guy wasn't an interim, but, he signed a new deal recently. But, look, guys, it's honeymoon period for them. Let's see how they do over the course of the season. Trust me. Mark my words here, Rupert Meadow. Mark my words here. Mark my words. Come back to this. Clip this if you want. And mark my words, Chelsea will not be in a title challenge next season. There you go. Mark my words, Chelsea will not be in a title challenge next season. Tuchel's a mug. Edward, do tell me those love hearts. Get in there. 111 likes on the stream. If you have yet to leave the like, please do smash that thumbs up button. That'd be much appreciated. Hey, we've got a subscriber, Star-Lord. Star-Lord, get in there. Thank you very much. Luca Milano as well. Get in, right. Okay then, lads and lasses. Right, well, that's basically the news. I'm going to give you the rundown quickly, and then we're just going to get into the comments for a minute. But basically, so yes, just to give you the latest, Pogba contract talks. Manchester United seek to have contract talks with Pogba because his contract runs out in a year. He could talk to clubs in January. He could leave in a year. So United are going to have to start contract proceedings. And if we don't, then we need to sell him. So there should be some news coming on in regards to that one. Jadon Sancho, no official bid yet from Manchester United. Yada, yada, yada. Bullshit. Gash saga. Real Madrid and PSG and Juventus and Barcelona all supposedly interested in Pogba, and a lot of those clubs we just mentioned also supposedly interested in Cristiano Ronaldo. Manchester United have reports that they made an offer for Cristian Romero earlier today for 45 million. Fabrizio Romano comes out the afternoon and just puts a tweet to say that Cristian Romero's camp deny it entirely and Atalanta deny it too. So there's no bid there for Manchester United from Cristian Romero. You see what I like about, I must say, shout out to Matty Rushmano, by the way, and you know, just Matt United 20 on Twitter, man, because one thing I like to do on this channel is try and give you all the legit news and separate it from the guff. And so, yeah, I'm just lucky that I've got somebody with great sources such as Matty Rushmano to just sort of clarify things with me, because, you know, there's probably some people out there on YouTube who've done a big, oh, United bid 45 million for Cristian Romero video and stuff like that for the clicks. But guess what? It ain't true. It ain't true. So it's bullshit, guys. Okay, right then, guys, get in. Right, okay, couple more minutes in the live chat, and then I'm going to bed. No, I'm not going to bed just yet, but it is pretty late, guys. It is pretty damn late, isn't it? And it's not actually. I usually just start FIFA around this time. But you know what? I'm actually I'm sorry. I'm going to actually have to give FIFA a miss tonight, guys. I'm super tired because I only had a few hours last night. But body clock is sorted, though, which is good. And tomorrow we will be back to it normal sort of time. What I'm going to do, I'm considering doing the transfer news about 8:30-ish until about 9:30-ish. I'm not sure yet. And then doing the FIFA at 10:30 until about 1:30 to 2 a.m. latest. That way I should be back in the swing of things, peeps. We're planning to monitor the pigs, as Ed would work. Ed Guff. Ed is Guff. You're right, Marco. Yep. G-Wolf United. Hello, bro. He says, these Ollie outers are melts. Not going to waste my time with those scummers. Good shout, G-Wolf. And remember, you're a moderator. Please stay impartial. No, seriously. Diesel Daily VRS with her, says GTA. Yeah, probably not tonight, but definitely soon that'll be coming a Diesel Daily. 100%. Once... Basically, I'm going to be quite busy with the Euros, but once the Euros are over, there's going to be I'm just going to be gaming a bunch, basically, as well. It's Hamza. What's going on there? He says, Festival of Football new promo on Friday. Nice. Body clock, yes, Shazad Ahmed. I need to wake up 6:30, says United. Bloody hell, mate. Filth. Rushmano says we've got 119 likes. Thank you, Ewan Norton. Says, brilliant stream, pig. Thank you very much. I feel like I haven't been able to get my words out properly tonight, guys, because I'm bloody tired, so... You have to forgive me if I've been a bumbling, stuttering mess. Get in there, my son. Yes, Ollie's on the wheel. He's just a bit sleepy, says OHB. Wake up! We're going over a cliff. Snapfilm Walk says, lol. What's going on there, Dilly Hill? How are you doing, my good sir? Good to see you, man. Ollie haters. And Lysane mental in the head, says in United. Oh, God. Mason M, yes, Poch couldn't even win the French league. Hey, thank you for subscribing, Isra Azam. Thank you very much, Isra. Appreciate you. And Rob M as well. Thank you very much, Rob M, for subscribing to the channel, you bloody legend. Get in there. How could you be partial with these melters, says G-Wolf United? There's a rumour we're interested in Sancho, says OP Dragon. It's unfounded. Fake news. Poch can't win a Farmers League, says United. You said it. Rupert Meadows says, please read the comment. Let's have a look, Rupert. Rupert says, Pigweed last comment. Oh, no, not this again. He says, Chelsea first, City second, Man U third, Liverpool fourth. Fair play. Quite a lot of people chose that. Pig, do a poll, GTA or FIFA. Hey, I can't. I'm actually going to go to get an early night tonight, guys. I'm shattered. But anyway, we're pretty much going to leave it there, guys. There's the latest news of the evening. If you want a little bit more news about some other topics, you can check out the video I did earlier today as well on the channel. Also, if you want to read some of the news, you can check out the website flyingpigunited.com. Do check that out. Appreciate everyone who's got in the live chat tonight and made the chat what it is. Great debate, great bit of bounce in the live chat tonight. Appreciate you all. That goes for Rupert Meadow, Illy United, G Wolf United, Eddie Woodwork, Mason M, Vincent Bullock, Davey Fisher, Tom Palmer, Mason M, Rush Marno. Tom Palmer says, what's the point of signing world-class players if you then persist with a mediocre manager? Pointless, really, and a total waste of money. Well, who's to say that he is a mediocre manager at the moment? He's only proven himself to be quite a good manager at the moment, in my opinion. He's finished second in the league this last season with the squad that he had. It's a great achievement. How can anybody say he's not done well? Okay, we shat the Europa League final. That's just one game, mate. It's just one game. It took Fergie years to do that. People are probably saying the same about him. Rome wasn't built the day. Hey, that's your opinion, but I just ultimately massively disagree. He might not have the CV. He might not have the years of experience that an Ancelotti or a Mourinho or a Pep Guardiola had. Well, guess what? We tried Buddy Moo out, one of the winningest managers in football history. Didn't work out too well for us. United needs something different at this moment in time, and Ole Gunnar Solskjaer knows the club, loves the club, and gets that. And that's what the ethos should be at United. We shouldn't just be going out there getting some big name guy just because that's all it is a big name. It might not be the right fit for this Manchester United club. And we're progressing. He's building. He's signed good players. People like Bruno Wan-Bissaka are going to be here stalwarts for years. And they're only getting better. He just needs to add a few more. He's got the best out of players like Luke Shaw, transformed Luke Shaw's career. There's lots of positives. There's lots of key points to say that he is a good manager, that he is a good man manager. Tactically, he's bested Pep Guardiola multiple times since he's been the coach. In the big games, you know, he's done quite well. Okay, ultimately, we haven't won anything yet. And I get that, but it's progress. My goodness me. Anyway. Hey, everybody's got their own opinions, guys, and I appreciate you getting yours in. We are planning to send scouts outside the solar system, says Eddie Woody Woodwork. Can we send Ed Woodward to Uranus, please? Hashtag Glazers out. Let's get the hashtag Glazers out movement going at the end of the live chat. Right, guys, I'm going to leave it there. Please do us a massive favour and smash that like button if you haven't done so already. No. If you haven't done so already, smash that like button. And also subscribe if it's your first time on the channel. Come back after this video is finished. Keep the debate going in the not live comments and let me know your thoughts and opinions, guys. But yes, I am going to leave it there right now. But much love to you all for tuning in. By the way, the ticker at the bottom is broken. I need to sort that out. I have no idea where it's disappeared to. It's gash. I screwed it up the other day, didn't I? Anyway, oh, what's going on that side piece of hair there? Oh, no, don't tell me I had my sideburn like that the whole video, for fuck's sake. You're all legends, guys. I really appreciate you tuning in as well. Every single one of you. Let me just say bye to you all in the live chat. Mustafa Abdullahi, hashtag Glazers out. See you later, son. Ed Woodwork, Marco, Vincent Bullock, Tom Palmer. He says, in my opinion, there's been zero progress under Ollie. Well, how about finishing third and then finishing second, getting to the Europa League semi, and then getting to the Europa League final? That is progression. What about Bruno Fernandes? What about Wan-Bissaka? What about Luke Shaw progressing into the best left back in the league under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer? There's definitely been some progressions. Okay, we might not be winning the league. Guess what? Pep Guardiola's been there a lot longer. He spent a lot more money than Ole. He's allowed to sign whoever he wants. He had a better squad to begin with, had a lot more time, and he's the only manager that beat Ole this season in the league. So in my opinion, that's progress. But hey, each to their own. Guys, take it easy. This is the Pig. I'll catch you in a bit. Thanks for watching. Yeah, I'll be back tomorrow, the latest updates. And also, FIFA will be back as per normal tomorrow. I know that's 2 nights in a row, no FIFA. Now, it's a bit piss poor, guys. But because of my body clock issues, it's not going to happen tonight. I'm going to bed. Much love, peace. Much love. Love you lots. This is the Pig. I'll be back tomorrow then. Like, subscribe, comment, follow the social medias. Flying Pig United, you can see down there. Flying Pig United on Twitch, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. The website's flyingpigunited.com if you want to read your news. And also, I'm going to be putting daily posts on my Instagram page, Flying Pig United. So go check it out, show some love, heart it up, or whatever you want to do. Guys, thank you for tuning in. This is the Pig. I'll be back tomorrow. See you later. When the seagulls follow the trawler. This is because they think sardines will be thrown into the sea. Thank you very much. Nice. Thank you, everyone who's got in here tonight. Appreciate you. Sean Nettleton. Goodbye, Sean. Thank you, Travis. Says, good night, mate. Have a good stay. Hey, shout out to Travis, man. Not only did he do this outro, but he's also he's my thumbnail guy now. We have an arrangement. Much love to Travis, though. He does some great work, I think. Hey, smash the 69 if you think Travis's thumbnails are fucking great. They are really good. Yeah, thank you, Travis. Jonathan Denton, Ashar Katana. Yes, I'll be streaming every single game for the Euros starting Friday night with that Turkey game, Ashar Katana. Yes, mate. We'll be back, bro. Thank you, OP Dragon. Thank you, Johnny Denton, Simon Cowie, Vincent Bullock, Rupert Meadow, Peppermint, Mason M, Rushmano, Travis, G Wolf, Aaron Homer, Chazan. Everybody, thank you so much for tuning in. All the moderators, much love in the live chat. This is just the channel member rundown credits to say thank you to all the people. Actually, I think maybe I missed Rupert Meadow out. I think he said he's not on this list anymore. So sorry, Rupert Meadow. I somehow missed you off the list, mate, when we updated it the other day. My bad. We'll get you added to that soon. But thank you, Rupert. Thank you, all the channel members. All of you should be on here, but maybe I melted the other day and missed one or two out. But certainly Rupert needs to be added back. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for being a part of this channel and supporting the channel by being a member. It's not the best thing you can do to support it, but it's pretty fucking awesome. The best thing you can do is just do what you're doing, really watch the channel, interact with myself and the Bacon Brigade. You can like the videos, share them around. That's the most important thing, really, peeps. Spreading the love. Guys, take it easy. Back tomorrow. Rest up. Thank you so much for tuning in. Love to you all, and I will give you all the news tomorrow, and we'll be back with FIFA tomorrow night too. Peace.